Hey guys, welcome to a new review video here on Coins Age Media. Guys, welcome back to the show. Another little review on Laurel and Hardy. This DVD is DVD 16. It's all maritime adventures, classic shorts, and this one is called Towed in a Hole. Not Towed as in TOWED, but Towed as in TOWED. Towed in a Hole. This is a classic little film, and I was not expecting this one on this box set because I have seen the majority of this film before through compilations of Laurel and Hardy, and I've seen probably 10 to 15 minutes out of the entire film up to this point, but this is the first time that I can recall actually sitting down and watching the whole thing, and it is absolutely brilliant. I had no idea what the movie was called whenever I seen it in the compilations, but as soon as it started I was just like, yes, this is going to be tasty. Essentially in this film, Laurel and Hardy, for a change, are a success. They're selling fish from their car. Basically, they're driving in the streets and they've got this big box in the back, fresh fish written on it. There's a new word for you. Written on it. And Stanley is in the passenger seat and he's blowing this horn, and he blows it, and Oliver's like singing a melody as in fresh fish, and they're saying, Oliver's saying this is great, for the first time in their lives we're making money, we're a success. And Stanley, for once in his life, comes up with a brilliant plan, and he's like, you know what, if we could catch our own fish, we can make even more money. So basically it's cut out the middleman. So they head off to a junkyard and purchase a boat, but the boat is a wreck and needs a lot of work done to it to bring it back up to its original glory. And basically the entire film is them trying to refurbish this boat and the trouble that they get themselves into and doing that. I could go into major detail on this film, but genuinely this one here is one of the hidden little gems in the box set. This is such a good film. A lot of the stunts that happened in this here, stuntman or not, whether it was Oliver Hardy doing the stunt or Stan Laurel doing the stunt or their stunt doubles doing the stunts, somebody get hurt in this film. I've got no doubt of that in my mind. There's one piece in particular where Stanley is below he's in the cabin of the boat, and basically he's been put on there in like a timeout by Ollie for all the mess ups that he's been doing. And there's the mast of the ship runs through the roof of the cabin, and it's just in front of the wall, and there's a gap between it. Sorry, there's a frog in my throat. There's a gap between the wall and the mast in this little room. Stanley is sitting beside it, and he puts his arm up to lean against the mast, the pole of the mast, and he slips in behind it and gets his head trapped between the wall and the mast, and trying to get himself out. He's manoeuvring, and the porthole is up at maybe about 4 feet from the floor, and he's like buckled in behind this thing, and he's trying to manoeuvre himself to try and get out, and he gets his foot trapped in the porthole, and that in particular was just one of those little things where I was like, there's a panicked look on Stanley's face during this sequence. I genuinely do think he was starting to panic because he had his head trapped basically between a wall and a post, and his leg stuck out through this porthole, and that could not be comfortable. But anyway, I digress. I'm getting into a little bit more detail than I was expecting to do for this review. This is actually genuinely a brilliant little film. Probably one of my favourites out of the entire box set. Now, I've been asked multiple times in the past which is the favourite films or which is the ones I would recommend. It's usually something like Bratz or The Music Box or Sons of the Desert. You know, that's the sort of stuff I would normally gravitate towards. But this one here, again, is one that I hadn't forgotten about. But again, I didn't know the name, the title of this movie until I actually sat down and watched it during this review series. And this is definitely within the top 5 for me. This is such a good little movie. I would highly recommend you checking this one out.